In this review, I'm going to be taking a look at the newest DLC for Dead Space 2, called Dead Space Severed. This DLC starts off on the same station as the normal story in Dead Space 2, and starts off around the same time as the initial Necromorph outbreak. However, instead of taking on the role of Isaac Clarke, you take on the role of one of the characters from the Wii title, Dead Space Extraction. This character is Gabriel Weller, a soldier who is currently working for the government on the Sprawl. You start off in the mines of the station, just as the Necromorphs begin to invade. Gabe must fight his way past the Necromorphs in order to reach his pregnant wife on the other end of the Sprawl. But, as he progresses, he realizes that there is much more going on, and there is a conspiracy involving both him and his wife. Now, I would go into more detail of the story, but I really can't, and I'll explain why in a minute. Now, obviously, the gameplay and graphics are the exact same as Dead Space 2, so nothing to report there. Also, there really are no new weapons or armor, aside from the default armor that Gabriel's wearing. And furthermore, most of the game is really just playing the exact same areas from Dead Space 2 and in reverse. Also, this DLC is pretty short, only spanning 2 chapters long, which will equal around 1 to 2 hours depending on the difficulty you're playing on. So, given the shortness of this DLC, I really can't give too many of details regarding the plot without completely ruining the story. So, right about now, you may be asking yourself, well, why the hell should I even bother? Well, to its credit, this DLC is pretty cheap, running you only about $6. And despite its brevity, the plot is fairly interesting. And even though it is pretty short, the DLC does manage to create many great cinematic moments. So if you enjoyed Dead Space 2 and have a little extra cash lying around, then you might as well take a look at this title. But if you only really cared about the main campaign and Isaac's struggle in the first game, then there's really nothing to see here. Move along.